ready? Let's bring it. Here we are, guys. What is it? August 3rd, Monday, guys. We have got so much going on in this digital war that you guys are fighting along with us here at the Matrixxx Groove Hour. Shady Groove, come on in here, my brother.
Hello, my friend. Yes, sir. That is a very good assessment. We have a lot going on. We are 90 days till the election, and things are getting hot in August out here, Anons.
Wow, it is. And the desperation is obvious.
Palpable.
So we're going to talk about a couple things today. First, we're going to talk about your president, Donald J. Trump, the only celebrity talking about Epstein, okay? History shows us his comments are aging very well, and we're going to go through that. And then we're going to go through a little bit of the social media today versus yesterday, Shady.
Yes, it's changing out there, isn't it?
It sure is, man.
Yeah, but triggered. Triggered
is right.
The word.
All right, so let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it right away. And then, by the way, we're going to all take a field trip here, 2:30 East. We've got a live stream coming with Christian Supreme over there. Black, white, no difference. They did a compilation video, and it keeps getting taken down, but we're going to try to live stream it. And we're going to try to get it recorded too. It's very important information. YouTube is censoring the heck out of everybody on this, and I understand it's going to be a really good show. So I don't know, guys. Let's do it. What is it? A field trip, Shady.
All right, this is going to be good. We are definitely trying to get more people awakened to the censorship that is out there with medical doctors who are talking about cures, and the mainstream media who does not want us understanding that there are anything.
So are medical doctors part of the science community, Shady?
I thought so.
All right, I'm just checking.
But they went to school and they got the little degree on the wall. I mean, it seemed qualified to me.
Right, I agree. So, okay, so let's do this. Let's jump into Candace Owens, Shady. This is your daily reminder that the mainstream media dedicated more time and fever to the number of Diet Cokes Donald Trump drinks than to the transcripts, which reveal that former President Bill Clinton visited a private sex pedophile island with 2 young women.
And she is right over the target with that. Not a blip. Like none of the Mockingbird media talked about this massive news story. It was trending on Twitter for almost 24 hours. Bill Clinton is a pedo. And no one's talking about it.
That's right. Nobody. Now, let's get into this, Shady. This is 2/27/2015. You guys ready?
All right, let's do some future proofs past.
Here we go. Hold on. Let me get the volume for you. Here you go.
Bigger issue. Bill Clinton.
Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
Bigger issue.
Wow.
Wow. Very that aged well.
It did. Look at this one, Shady. This one is a huge boom. This is just before he announced, and he was a celebrity on the celebrity panel. This is when everybody liked him, but they were getting nervous. They were wondering if he was going to run, and I wonder why. Let's hear what our president has to say, guys. Here we go.
You raised the question of Jeffrey Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem. I mean,
what do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. So,
the Clintons are friends
and he's
of
been
yours,
there
right?
for many times.
The Clintons are friends.
Well, I can't say friends, but I know
You're friendly. You know them.
They play at my clubs a lot. I have clubs, and everybody likes to play at my clubs.
Are you saying there's a political problem for her if she runs for president?
It could be a political problem. Look, he could be a political problem. Right now, he's Teflon, and right now, maybe not. But he could end up being a political problem.
That's one. You raised the question.
Wow.
Teflon.
He's the only celebrity talking about Epstein, guys.
He sure is, and he's the only one that was talking about it before Q.
Now, who do we got, Shady, that has been arrested that is in big? We got Avenatti. We got Buck, right?
Yeah,
big bundler for the Democrats. Man, we got so many people that have actually been arrested, guys.
Well, we got Weinstein.
Yeah, Weinstein, 26 years, right?
You know, I mean, like this is all these major captains or generals.
Nexium
being removed from the battlefield.
Nexium, you got Allison Mack. We got Bronfman, right?
Yep.
This never would have happened, folks. Nothing's happening, guys.
Yeah, and Q isn't legitimate.
No.
Yeah, he's a Russian.
He's Russian. Geez,
Did Anons learn Russian?
Oh gosh! And look at this shit. Here we go. Do you believe this guy? Here he is.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. These allegations are false.
So they were true. He was impeached for lying.
He sure was.
And do you believe that he denied visiting Jeffrey Epstein's private island, Shady?
No, I don't believe that.
We have pictures of him on a plane, Shady.
Yes, we do. With Ghislaine Maxwell, who's in custody.
Yeah. So is it happening, folks? Give me a 17 if you now see it's happening, right?
Do you see that it's happening?
And I think if you are new to Q, right, which a lot of us are, we got a lot of new eyes. Shady, will you please read Q Post 1369 for the most red-pilled audience on YouTube?
I would love to. This is a reference, remember, to Q Post number 1776 as well, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence, indeed, will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for future security. Sessions outside the kill box. We fight. Q. Now, this is what we're talking about. We are trying to train American minds that government is here to serve you. You are not here to serve government. And they have flipped this script on us. And that's what we're leading into right here.
We forgot our power, Shady.
We did.
And, we've been doing these common sense episodes with Bards. They've been very amazing. In fact,
lots of good feedback on that, by the way.
Lots of good. And we're talking about, standing up for your rights about the mask, right? Getting to your local government, find out who your sheriff is, find out, who your governor is, complain, well, not find out, but complain to the governor. We don't want this. We don't want this. We've got to stand up, right?
Yeah.
So those posts that were recent, he reposted the founding fathers quotes, right? Like, if I give up security, all that kind of stuff. And it made me believe, Shady, that we're on the right path, right?
I agree. 110%. Like we're following the map. We're paying attention to the news. We see how the news is relevant to the past Q post. That's our biggest, in my opinion, that's our biggest goal, is to connect the current news to the old Q post. That is future proofs past. That is the whole operation here. Read the map, to me, kind of means learn to use your logical thinking and see that this is the news. And this is what Q said a year and a half ago, a year ago. Lots of correlations on deltas. These things are not coincidences, guys.
Now, Brent Massey says, can't change Newsom's mind. We don't have to.
Nope,
We have
sure
to
don't.
stand up as we the people. See,
Did you see all the protests
folks.
in California?
They're supposed to be our servants, guys. They're not our officials. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have been, democracy is good. No, it's not.
Yeah. Listen, obey. Listen, obey.
And
listen,
Brent,
obey.
that is not an attack on you. I understand exactly what you're saying, brother. Newsom is bad. We get it.
And
Totally.
we understand that.
Yeah.
And look, I just like to point you to the people that were protesting of child trafficking in California this past week. There was a multitude of rallies in the states out here on the West Coast, and California really showed up, guys. People are really getting loud. The CNN building, people are getting loud. This is the reason for Q to give us the information.
This is your
so that we
despotism,
can,
guys.
so we can organically make a whole show on it.
And that's what we're seeing, despotism. So we're seeing absolute despotism. We're talking about like all these things that are happening with the protesters in Democrat cities and states. We're seeing the biggest deaths in Democrat cities and states. We're starting to see this. And even the Democrat people are starting to see this, guys. This is a great awakening.
Finally.
Right? So stay tuned. But the reason why I wanted to bring this post up is because Q links to a Breitbart News interview with Eric Prince, okay? And Q is saying revolution, right? 1776. And this is who we're governed by. And it's time to unearth this again. If you haven't seen this or listened to this, we're going to listen to a little bit of it. And let's just listen because it needs to be heard again, guys. It's time to unearth this again, Shady.
Yes, I think this is very relevant so people can understand future proofs past a little bit right here.
Eric Prince, founder of Blackwater,
and here we go, guys.
Navy SEAL, and a great friend of the site, retired Navy SEAL. I guess it's a permanent deal. Eric Prince, how are you, sir?
I'm good, Alex. Good morning.
Good morning to you, or is it good evening? I don't know the time change.
It's evening here.
It is evening there. So it's first of all, your thoughts on this, the FBI saying 99% chance, multiple agencies hacked Hillary's email server.
Sure. I mean, it's not like the foreign intelligence agencies leave a thank you note after they've hacked and stolen your data.
We've requested that, and they never oblige for some reason.
For some reason not. But, I want to give color on why the FBI, why Comey had to do that last week.
Yeah, please do.
Because of Wienergate and the sexting scandal, the NYPD started investigating it through a subpoena, through a warrant. They searched his laptop and sure enough found those 650,000 emails. They found way more stuff than just the more information pertaining to the inappropriate sexting the guy was doing. They found State Department emails. They found a lot of other really damning criminal information, including money laundering, including the fact that Hillary went to this sex island with convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
Wait, what?
What?
This is why we're unearthing this today, guys. Let's keep going.
Wait. Bill, is Bill here?
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Shady.
Bill, that's not what we're asking.
Here we go. Keep going.
Bill Clinton went there more than 20 times. Hillary Clinton went there at least 6 times. The amount of garbage that they found in these emails of criminal activity by Hillary, by her immediate circle, and even by other Democratic members of Congress was so disgusting. They gave it to the FBI, and they said, we're going to go public with this if you don't reopen the investigation, if you don't do the right thing with timely indictments. I believe, I know, and this is from a very well-placed source of mine at 1PP, One Police Plaza in New York, the NYPD wanted to do a press conference announcing the warrants and the additional arrests they were making in this investigation, and they've gotten huge pushback to the point of coercion from the Justice Department, with the Justice Department threatening to charge someone that had been unrelated in the accidental heart attack death of Eric Garner, the guy almost 2 years ago. So that's the level of pushback the Obama Justice Department is doing against actually seeking justice in these email and other related criminal matters. There's 5 different parts of the FBI conducting investigation into these things with constant downdraft from the Obama Justice Department. So in the, I hope, unlikely and very unfortunate event that Hillary Clinton is elected president, we will have a constitutional crisis that we have not seen, I believe, since 1860.
Wow. So, Eric, so much to break down in that, but you're saying that the NYPD, if I'm not mistaken, is readying more warrants. They believe there'll be indictments coming down the pike very soon. Let's recap. What are the key details that you're breaking here on Breitbart News Daily?
NYPD was the first one to look at that laptop. Weiner and Huma Abedin, his wife, the closest advisor of Hillary Clinton for 20 years, have both flipped. Okay, they are cooperating with the government. They both have, they see potential jail time of many years for their crimes. For Huma Abedin sending and receiving and even storing hundreds of thousands of messages from the State Department server and from Hillary Clinton's own homebrew server, which contain classified information. Weiner faces all kinds of exposure for the inappropriate texting that was going on and for other information they found. So NYPD first gets that computer. They see how disgusting it is. They keep a copy of everything, and they pass a copy onto the FBI, which finally pushes the FBI off their chairs, making Comey reopen that investigation, which was indicated in a letter last week. The point being, NYPD has all the information, and they will pursue justice within their rights if the FBI doesn't. And there is all kinds of criminal culpability through all the emails they've seen of that 650,000, including money laundering, underage sex, pay for play, and of course, plenty of proof of inappropriate handling, sending, receiving of classified information up to SAP level special access programs. So the plot thickens. NYPD was pushing because, as an article just quoted one of the chiefs, okay, that's the level just below commissioner. He said, as a parent, as a father with daughters, he could not let that level of evil continue.
This is remarkable. Let's discuss the internal debate that seems to be happening within various law enforcement agencies right now. It seems like there seems to be incredible factionalization, not just in the FBI, but in the NYPD as well, on whether to pursue these things, when to pursue them, how hard to pursue them. Even you have to wonder about places like the U.S. Attorney's Office of New York, where you have, which seems to be a place that actually has integrity in the American justice system right now, and they seem to be wanting to pursue this quite diligently. I can't make heads or tails out of it, Eric, but you're a much better source than I am. Describe some of this to us.
Well, again, the FBI can investigate, but they can't convene a grand jury. They can't file charges. Okay, the prosecutors, the Justice Department has to do that. Now, as I understand it, Preet Bharara, the Manhattan prosecutor, has gotten a hold of some of this, and from what I hear, he's a stand-up guy, and hopefully he does the right thing.
Yeah, well, and that's bad news for the Clintons, because he's someone who has a sterling reputation.
Okay, guys, you see that Q post, right?
Yep.
Preet Bharara was fired. AG, that was the guy we were talking about earlier. What's his name again, Shady?
Schneiderman.
Schneiderman was removed. Rudy joined the POTUS legal team after being quiet for so long. What must be cleaned first? Who investigates? Who prosecutes? Preet was actually a Democrat and wanted to move forward with these charges. He was fired. Now we've got SDNY, folks. So this is huge.
Yeah, because and since then, since that was changed, we have the arrest of Ghislaine Maxwell.
That's right.
You know, you can see it moved forward. You can see the blockade, and you can see how it moved forward.
Right, and that police chief, didn't he commit suicide, Jenny?
I think so, yeah.
There's a lot, guys. This is big. Okay, here we go. Let's continue just a little bit more.
He's a Democrat, but he's a guy who's had a sterling reputation of calling it like he sees it and not being bought and paid for by the special interests. And a very tenacious guy. So he is not a guy you want on your case. Let's put it that way.
Certainly, but yet, if people are willing to bend or break the law and don't really care about the Constitution or due process, and if you're willing to use Stalinist tactics against someone, who knows what level of pressure. The point being, fortunately, it's not just the FBI, 5 different offices that are in the hunt for justice, but the NYPD has it as well. But both, as the Wall Street Journal has talked about, they exposed downdraft back pressure from the Justice Department, as well as the NYPD has, trying to keep the sunlight and the disinfecting effect of the truth and transparency from shining on this great evil that has gone on and is slowly being exposed.
There. Q posts. Future proves past, guys. And now we've got the SDNY in control now, so let's do that. Let's go SDNY. Why do you think their heads popped when they got rid of that one guy, right? Can't remember his name. The guard refusing to step down. Yeah, that, what's his name? Here he goes. This was this guy, Berman. He was a gatekeeper. He wouldn't prosecute. They didn't want him fired. You see? I mean, it's all clear. It's all becoming clear, guys. It's amazing. Now that we have SDNY control, we can now do the Wiener evidence collection, the Clinton Foundation, Epstein, Ukraine. Focus on the above for now. Watch New York City. Look at that, guys. Nothing's happening, Shady? All those FBI guys were fired, Shady?
I mean, man, it's like I keep hearing all the people out there that are jumping around and saying nothing is happening. And I'm kind of beside myself, to be honest with you, bro. I don't understand how you can be looking at what's going on and assessing that nothing is happening when we can see all this stuff. It just makes me think people have a different agenda.
So this is the old Q, Shady.
And the old Q says,
okay.
And remember, this is
there's
going back
only one Q team, and there's 10 of them. So this Q could be different than that Q. And this, we've actually seen Q team post from different locations of the world.
That's right. And this is good. This what we're reading and paying attention to today is from 5/15/18. Everyone,
that's right.
Over 2 years ago.
That's right. And then the Q post that sums up the SDNY control that we've taken over is 6/20. Shady.
Yes, it is.
So it seems like it's the same mission.
Well, I mean, it just doesn't make a lot of sense how it's common knowledge that Epstein worked together with Bill Clinton to start the Clinton Foundation, which has been the whole narrative the whole time. But then when Epstein didn't kill himself, all of a sudden, nobody seemed to be able to connect that's where the Clinton Foundation got started.
Right.
In New York.
Absolutely right. So, Shady, I noticed a 3580, this repost from 730, right? This one right here. Educate, inform the whole mass of the people, not just the liberals, Shady.
Right.
Shady.
Yes.
Interesting.
Very.
Huh?
You guys see that?
So, if you guys don't know, it appears that several people have flippity flopped, okay? And
they jumped off the wagon. Let's say
they did. And let me get that.
Or did they get on the wagon? Wait a minute.
I don't know. It doesn't matter because it's so stupid. But this is 4125, Shady. Control the media, control the narrative, control the people. Right? This is your Mockingbird media, right, Shady?
It sure is. Very simple plan.
All assets deployed. Social media yesterday versus today versus tomorrow. Win by any means necessary. Everything is at stake, Shady. Q. They didn't say Shady, but
that almost seems like it's indicating that some people are going to turn.
All right, so let's look at social media yesterday. Okay, we had Kevin Shipp on our show, Shady. Let's listen.
We did. He came in and was very gracious and extremely complimentary of Q too.
Let's listen. Oh my gosh.
And I wouldn't recommend anybody go through that program. but one of the things I learned.
Wait. I needed to go back a little bit. Okay, sorry about that.
It takes guts to put out a film that does this because no one's done it up until now.
Boom. And Kevin, I want to just quickly, you're talking about the mind barrier there. Do you want to expand a little bit on that and maybe just kind of talk? Because I thought that was one of the most important parts of this film. When people, you got to ask people the question, just take a step back. And Mike was, hitting it over and over as well about just take a step back. And you've got to get over that mind barrier because we've been programmed to not accept these kind of things.
Listen to what Kevin says here. Ready?
Yeah, and my humble and meek background in terms of education is in forensic psychophysiology. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh my gosh. Forensic psychophysiology, Shady.
Sounds like something we all study.
Here we go.
We're getting better at it.
And I wouldn't recommend anybody go through that program. But one of the things I learned, and especially in this sort of thing, at the very top of that, is people live in kind of a psychological world of security. And they don't want to breach that. It's unconscious. They don't realize that they have it, but they got this wall of psychological security up there. That's why people won't listen. When you provide the truth like this to them, they're like, I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it. That's because they've got that psychological barrier. What this film does, I'm absolutely convinced, is it breaks that barrier down. And when they watch it, they're forced to see, a lot of times for the first time, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize this is going on. So people have to come out of that psychological security, and it takes a shock for them to do it. And I think that's what this is doing.
Wow. And what do you think about, Q? I just don't want to assume anything because, do you follow Q and you kind of know about the Q, posting and all that stuff, Kevin?
Oh, yeah, all the time. And I get questions about that all the time also. Yeah, and Q had this thing, man, within just a short period of time. So, yeah, I'm familiar with Q, and I think the Anons are great people and real citizen investigators. They put out some really, really good stuff.
Yes, and you've been Q'd as well. I know that for a fact because I've got every Q post on my timeline since February of 2018, February. And, I've also been Q'd 15 times, and Shady's been Q'd once, blah, blah, blah. And we're just so honored to be here in this movement. It was interesting when we had Mike, Brad, and Liz on. Q basically posted about the spirit cooking and kind of backed up what we were talking about on the show. It's been absolutely amazing. And I wanted to just quickly ask you about. Let me see. I'm going back to the Q post. The Q post with the documentary. It says the best documentary ever. Let me get to it. Before this was put up at 000004, it's 4 seconds into Easter, best documentary of the year. 2940. I'm trying to get a couple of points here. Hang on one second. They're mind control slaves to fight against President Trump. I mean, what do you think that might mean? MK active.
Well, in my humble opinion, I think just my opinion, what Q is saying is that MK Ultra did not go away, that it's still active today. And it is in a variety of forms. That's the CIA exerting mind control on the domestic populace, which is outrageous and abomination. So I just read that as Q saying MK Ultra did not go away. It's still in effect today.
So do you notice that Out of Shadows, best documentary of the year, we're talking to a CIA operative. and he's talking about MK Active. And let's go look at Kevin Shipp's Twitter timeline right now, Shady.
Yeah, like there's some activity over there these days.
Yeah. So it's almost like Q told us.
Yeah, and
I believe his programming, whatever he's psychosomatic, attic insane, whatever it is, that's a song, by the way. But his programming changed. I mean, he was talking very nicely about the Q movement, and here he is now. Like, it's all about, like, he's been going crazy. Here it is. Look at it. So he supports legitimate QAnons, I guess. Yeah.
Now he's trying to divide.
Right.
And trying to run a narrative on people that don't understand Q, that there's the possibility of multiple Qs, just like the Jones Corsi thing. Everybody's, the reason Corsi was called out initially to begin with is because Corsi started running a narrative that it wasn't the legitimate Q, and Q had to move off of CBTS and onto the boards that we're on now.
Right.
So this is history. We have history here with the same thing. And it's a matter of fact, Mr. Shipp happened to state in one of his tweets last week that I'm pretty sure he deleted, that he got his inside information from Corsi.
Yeah, and I figured that out. I knew that. Because
we could tell by his narrative,
points, right?
But he admitted it in public.
So here he is on, let's see, this is like what, Starsky and Hutch time frame? This is him? You guys remember Starsky and Hutch? This is about that time frame. This picture is from that era, okay? He stopped working in intelligence in 2012, I believe. I always said, look, he doesn't question everything. We should, but he is on full bore rant and rave against Q right now using Mossad information. Tactics.
Yep.
So we have to address now. So we're looking at, what is it? Yesterday and today. So yesterday, he loved us, right? He loved Q. And I have another timestamp here, Shady. Let me see what I got. 39:45. Let's go check it out.
Yeah, 39:45 would be the last one we have here.
Here we go.
Government deep state target, and they know it, put out that abominable memorandum, which is a violation of the First and Fourth Amendment, big time. And so far, with the exception of our exposés, they've got away with it. So the point is you can see, look who's going after Q. And I'm no Q expert. I've been busy with a lot of stuff. But the posts are good. The Anons are superb investigators. And when I came out of the belly of the beast, out of the CIA, what I was looking for was somebody in the civilian population that could do a very professional, good citizens investigation or investigative journalist. Boom, in come the Anons. So, I'm a counterintelligence investigator. I come from the counterespionage group, so I'm naturally suspicious, but I'm recovering.
And that's okay. Yeah, question everything.
I could tell you, Q is good, and this stuff is awesome, and the Anons are a new movement, and I think this thing is probably part of the storm.
And does it line up to some of the things that So there you go, guys, huh?
Wow. So yesterday, different than today, and now we're in tomorrow, and it's different than today.
It's almost like he was
activating.
Yeah.
Huh. Or, and we have to pull back, and we have to understand that strings get pulled. And these people that are in these positions, I know that Kevin is someone who was threatened. His family was poisoned, and he went through the whole thing. And it doesn't take much to get people back in line.
Also, we've got educating liberals saying that he cannot support Q anymore. And I don't even know if he really did in the first place, to be quite honest.
Yeah, Dylan Wheeler now has put up and saying that he can't support Q, and in side-handedly said he's not supporting the president.
So educate and inform the whole mass of people, not just the liberals, Shady.
We have to inform everyone. That's why this is not just an American thing. This is, you see what happened in Germany this weekend, everybody? Did you see how loud people are getting? This is what Q is about. What was happening at CNN, what was happening in California. We had even a protest that was up here in synchronicity with that. And then what's happening in Germany, in France, and other countries. All together, the world is going to stand up. We have to stand up for the truth. And the truth is they are harvesting you.
So there it is, Shady.
My spirit will no longer allow me to promote the Q movement. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Dylan Wheeler was working with a couple of other Anons, and they had just started a new website that was all about Q. And so very interesting. This is looking a little bit anti-schoolish, isn't it?
Yeah, and look, it's okay. I mean, but it's weird that everybody is.
But it's okay. It's okay to step back, but it's not necessarily okay to side-handedly subvert.
Yeah,
and
something's
say
coming.
to say that something's changed. They're trying to set up a narrative. It seems like that something has changed, or that something is different, or that there's no reason to trust now. I trusted yesterday. I don't trust today. And Matrixxx and I are here to try to show you, how could you possibly not trust yesterday?
Right.
That's very simple.
And there's a lot of people that are attacking this. Now, this is not attacking other people, guys. This is simply pointing out that this Q post that we just went over
is accurate.
Is accurate, right? It's this one. Now, why are they afraid? Why are we seeing these stupid things going on with the Dems, and everything's planned to, look here, not there? I mean,
I think it's effectiveness, man. I think that they dismissed us initially. They didn't think it was legitimate, and then now they're caught flat-footed, seeing what is happening out there, and their panic is going into overdrive. I mean, you can see from what Barack Obama did at John Lewis's funeral last week. Look no further than that to see desperation. I mean, the guy was on there at someone's funeral talking about gerrymandering, bro. I mean, like, really, like, he did that.
And what is it? The when you're I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, what is it when you like keep talking, and try to stall the vote and everything?
Yeah, like the filibuster.
There, thank you. That's why I have you here, Shady.
Yes, he attacked the filibuster as well. Perfect. Yes, he did.
Thank you. So this is what we're just trying to point out. And
let me just note real quick. He attacked the filibuster like it was from the Jim Crow era, and the reality is the filibuster goes back to 1789 and the introduction in the way so a minority can forcefully be heard as opposed to silenced by the mob.
That's right.
What a filibuster is. But no, Barack Obama says it's something that causes more racism.
That's right. Yeah, it's just so crazy. So we are winning. There are a lot of MAGA people that are kind of like wavering right now, but us Q people know that we're watching a movie, right?
Rock solid.
Yeah, so trust the plan, guys. Stay the course. Discern for yourself. Don't trust me. Don't trust Shady. Don't trust Kevin Shipp. Don't trust anybody. Trust yourself. It's that simple.
Yeah, and it really is. It was to some degree. This was a slight at Out of Shadows, and this was a slight at Mike. And much love to Mike out there for what you've done again, for putting yourself on the line for this movement, my friend. Mike is very strong person, and he can see just as clear as you guys can see. And we know, just like he knows, that nothing that Kevin Shipp said in Out of Shadows was inaccurate. As a matter of fact, I think Mike had to edit some things that Kevin was trying to say that he couldn't prove.
Just one thing.
So, kudos to Mike out there. Much love, brother.
Yeah, and I was talking with him when he wrote all this tweet. Actually, he did that at about just before Kevin took down about 17 posts, Shady. And
yeah,
you want to read it real quick? Did you read this?
Kevin he's had some nice memes in those posts, didn't he?
Oh God, yeah, I know where he's getting them from. We're going to get to that in a second. Shady, read this for everybody because it's important for Mike to let you guys know that he 117% supports Q, and Kevin Shipp and his disbelief and his dividing that's going on right now has no bearing on the movie, and that is absolutely true. Shady.
It doesn't. Yeah. And this was Mike's letter that he put up on Twitter yesterday. And thanks for doing this, Mike. Kevin, all I have to say is I strongly disagree with your analysis. I fact check everything in Out of Shadows, and I have studied Q for almost 2.5 years. Q is not a new age psyop. Technically, it may be by definition a psyop, but Q is a psyop that promotes people to research and think for themselves and supports the Most High God and appointed Donald J. Trump to expose the deep state. I believe if you actually took the time to research Q the way I have and discern over the information, you would find that whatever information you're getting is not even close to accurate. That is exactly why people are jumping all over you online. The real Anons know what you are stating about Q is completely not accurate. Of course, in any movement, you get your crazies. I honestly hope you are just making a mistake. I know you are a very smart man, which is the reason your actions concerning Q make absolutely no sense to me at all. Maybe someone is playing you or threatening you. I have no idea. You might want to just step back for a minute and really dig into Q from the beginning. Read the decodes and track the deltas and timelines of the Q drops for yourself. You will figure it all out on your own. Either way, good luck, man. I know where heart is, and I'll be praying to Jesus for you to find clarity and discernment regarding all of this, Mike. And I appreciate him. I appreciate him taking the time to state this, because we don't know what's going on in the background, but what we do know is that we're seeing a lot of shenanigans right now with people that are claiming that they're Q and people that are claiming that 8kun is a different platform. How many of you have seen the folks that are claiming 8kun can't be the same, or no outside comms is 8kun being an outside comm? That is not accurate. It's the exact same website as 8chan, and that's where Q has been posting since very late in 2017 when he went to 8chan from 4chan.
That's right. And the trip code is a password, basically, guys. So
the trip code, Prey Medic did a great little blog post yesterday where he explains what the trip code is, and he explains how this is accurate, guys. We are not getting, there's no new Q. I would encourage you to think logically about this theory that there's a new Q. If there was an original Q that was working to get all this information out and taking all this risk and taking all this heat and all this flack and doing all this effort, and then all of a sudden that Q gets subverted and now it's new Q who is a deep state clown that's operating to trick us, then where did original Q go that's operating for us, and why did he never let us know that something had happened? It just makes no sense.
And I think we got original Q right here, Shady.
I think that this is by far original Q. Infiltration.
That's right.
That is what we're witnessing, and that is the last Q drop. Infiltration. Giving us a heads up.
And if you look at the wording of this, and then there's an all caps Q, right? There are many different Qs. But it doesn't matter who they are, because you guys out there know that Flynn was the first strike designed to prevent exposure of illegal acts, right? Of Hussein. You guys know that because of Q helping us by asking questions, find the information on our own. Nobody's telling us anything. And that's what people got to realize.
We're using our own tools. We've developed and using our own tools individually. And that is, the structure is so used to preaching to groupthink, they don't understand how individualized information is functioning. Like these people that are kind of like been in these compartmentalized aspects of the whatever you want to call it. They don't understand what individualized thought looks like, because everyone 2.5 years ago was in a massive state of group think. Everyone was.
And everything seen today, so yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And this is referring to back to that post that we just saw about social media, because it has the same wording: yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Calculated political moves, events designed and launched by D Party in coordination with other domestic and foreign entities in an attempt to regain power over you. Right?
We're being brought back to exactly what we were just reviewing in this past Q post, guys.
So, stand strong, stand tall. There is stuff happening. And I also heard from the same trolls that have been attacking me since PAY Triad.
Day one.
Same trolls that said that I was, with a weird, had something going on with War Drummer that was stupid, right? Same trolls that said I was in some cult with somebody, which I'm not, right? I don't judge people. And the same trolls that are coming after us today, the same trolls that went after Out of Shadows, the same trolls that go after Liz, the same trolls, Shady. Same trolls that litter the boards with absolute obnoxious stuff, and they try to subvert the boards by claiming posts on the boards are notables to have people spread fake news. There is lots of
there's lots of different people.
And why I wanted to bring that up, Shady, is that I was told by those same trolls that we might be in a movie, Shady.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that we're going to be in a movie.
Wow.
On Netflix, I heard. Yeah, we're gonna be wrap up smeared.
Why us, Shady?
I don't know. What did I do? All I'm doing is coming on and hanging with you, beautiful patriots.
I know, right? So there's a lot of weird stuff going on, and it does feel a little dark too, guys. Right? Like I've been feeling like attacks. You know what I mean? Shady?
I think everybody's feeling that right now. We're, like I said, we're at the beginning. We're 90 days away, and they're at this point. You gotta suspect that they know that the voting machines, we have to the voting machines too secure for them to cheat. That's why they've switched to this mail-in ballot thing, and now the president is using the bully pulpit to expose the fact that there's hundreds of millions of fake ballots coming here, waking people up to the idea that they are trying to use this to get around the election. I mean, listen, this is the thing, and I think this is huge to me. If we can get through this without a state seceding from the union, it's going to be a miracle. And that is what this whole Q thing was about giving the information to the people so that whenever the asshats in government attempt to subvert the union by seceding from the union because your president was reelected, the people can rise up in that state and say no. And that's where a lot of this is going to play out, because it seems to me they're setting up a lot of narratives to make it look like your beautiful president doesn't win on November 3rd.
Absolutely. And what these, what like people don't realize is the actual GOP, the national GOP, stated to somebody that I know that
personally,
that Q makes up 30 to 40% of Trump supporters. That's all we are, guys, is Trump supporters. Being guided with questions that really painted a great picture, Shady.
Something that was very interesting and something that turned out to find the facts, Matrixxx. I mean, look at what we did. We went out and we saw the stuff being posted and we were like, there's no way that is true. And then we went and found out that that is absolutely true. And now we want to talk about it on a daily basis as news breaks regarding those truths that were in the past that we can't possibly, you can't possibly condense. You can't condense these different stories into little snippets and sound bites like the media likes to operate. You have to have broader thinking. You have to expand your thinking. You have to be able to hold more than two thoughts in your head at the same time. You have to be able to see from 40,000 foot at the same time you're seeing at the bottom of the rabbit hole.
That's right. And like Kevin Shipp is saying that we're a new age movement. A great awakening seems to lead to a new age movement. Well, Shady, what is a great awakening? We've had a couple of them, and it refers to a number of periods of religious revival in American Christian history. Wait, Christian history?
Mm-hmm.
So think for yourselves, guys. And it doesn't matter if somebody is going against Q right now, because it's irrelevant. It's our knowledge that is what they're afraid of. They can't take Shady and my voice and say, hey, look at these guys are way off target, because we have a methodology. It's very simple. If it's a fact, it's a fact. If it's a theory, it's a theory. It's very simple. They just have to resort to wrap up smears and character assassination. That's all they got.
That's all they have. And the attempt to come at everybody from this angle is classic cabal division. Like, this is ancient stuff. They do not have they do not have the ability to create. They cannot build. They can only destroy. And so they hide amongst the builders. You guys are the ones who are attempting to build something. And I would like to also add that they are trying to make you afraid. If they can make you afraid, then you are all of a sudden giving them power again. So what we're trying to say is there's no reason to be afraid. The only thing there is love. And if you stand up and stand into your true power, which is love of everyone, regardless of whatever, you start to see a different world. You start to see an objective neutral perspective that gets you out of the doldrums of fear and panic and heaviness into the light, to ascend into a higher state of awareness, guys. That's all we are. We're in a higher state of awareness, and we're operating around folks who are haven't crossed that brain barrier that Kevin refers to, that all of a sudden is different today than it was yesterday.
Interesting, right? So
yeah,
that is very interesting. So what are they afraid of? So remember when Adam Schiff released his documents? Yep. Everybody under oath told the truth. No collusion.
They sure did.
No nothing.
There was no collusion.
Right? Go back and go and check them out, guys. Go read them. It's amazing. We never really fully dug into them because we should. But what are they afraid of, Shady? And this is what they're afraid of. Ready? Here we go. Devin, take it away.
Time is critical here.
All right, let's broaden this out a little bit, because you brought up John Durham, and everybody is waiting on pins and needles to see what his investigation finds. Attorney General Barr said we should have some kind of result, possibly by the end of the summer, before the summer is over. Do you think that will help further the ball so that people can actually understand what went on here in the Russia probe? I mean, forget the fact that the Mueller report cost taxpayers $38 million.
Well, and let me bring you back to just a couple days ago, right here in Washington, D.C., in our nation's capital. You had the Attorney General testifying, where Democrats continue to just attack, and not let him answer any questions. Why was that happening? That was happening because they're trying to smear the Attorney General, because they are scared and worried about what Durham is going to uncover. Because look, this is not hard to figure out. House Republicans have made 14 criminal referrals. That means we have enough evidence where we felt that we could make these referrals that have several people that are involved in these referrals. So there's ample evidence, not to mention what may come with what Durham may be able to dig up, like the text messages that you mentioned that Congress never received.
Okay, with respect to what you're talking about, Attorney General William Barr, his testimony before Congress, I want everybody to watch this.
I gave instructions as to what
reclaiming my time. We got it, right? These people were so rude. They are afraid, guys. And that's why you're seeing all assets deployed. Shady.
That fits perfectly either way.
And we got to run here. I want to play this, guys, because I want to. Here we go. Ready, Shady?
Let's do it.
Put on your armor, guys. They are fighting hard.
Be strong in the Lord and mighty in his power. Put on the full armor of God. So that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything to stand, stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith. With which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take up the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. And pray in the Spirit on all occasions, with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert. And always keep on praying for all the Lord's people.
Amazing. Amen. Shady. We're going to head over to Black, White, No Difference and watch this right here. We love YouTube. Set reminder. Like it. Get over there and tell them Matrixxx and Shady sent you. Shady, let's roll out of here. And great show. Do you have just final words while we get out of here, brother?
Yes, sir. I just want to tell everyone to be strong.
We're winning.
And to remember to trust yourself. That is so key. Trusting yourself. Whenever you see people, we know there's going to be more that will turn. High profile people more than likely will turn against your president. Please just use your own logical thinking to work through this and know that you already know what the truth is, guys. Much love to you, and we'll see you real soon. Thanks, Matrixxx. Great show today.
Great show. Head on over to Black, White, No Difference. Mod's got the link. I'm going to go watch it too. By the way, MBY Gum Q has purchased that choice sweatshirt from the store. Thank you so much. We got not one donation. Thank you so much, guys, and we're going to be out of here. More than ever, guys. In the Matrixx.live/chat.